Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle on Global Television. We're live in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Anthony Momodu. The embattled former Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Godwin Emefiele has arrived at the Ikeja State High Court in Lagos for his arraignment over alleged abuse of office and allocation of billions of dollars. Emefiele, alongside his co-defendant, Harry Isioma Omole, will be arraigned on fresh 26 counts before Justice Rahman Oshodi this morning in charge dated April 3, 2024. The EFCC alleged that Emefiele abused his office between 2022 and 2023 in Lagos. The commission alleged that the former CBN governor directed to be done in abuse of the authority of his office as the governor. Central Bank of Nigeria as an arbitrary act with allocating foreign exchange in the aggregate of the sum of $2,136,391,737.33 without bids, which act is prejudicial to the rights of Nigerians. Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki has appointed a 38-year-old engineer Omobayo Godwin as his new deputy and is set for inauguration. This is coming on the heels of impeachment of the former Deputy Governor Philip Shaibu by the State House of Assembly. According to the panel set up by the impeachment proceedings of the former Deputy Governor, Shaibu was sacked for leaking the state government secrets. Abia State Governor Dr. Alex Oti says the state has paid all arrears of pensions. Welcome back from that break. We are deeply sorry for the hitch in transmission due to some technical issues beyond our control. Abia State Governor Dr. Alex Oti says the state has paid all arrears of pensions dating back to 2014, which was owed to about 12,500 pensioners. Oti, who disclosed this at Government House Umuahia, vowed that pensioners will never be owed their pensions again. He assured that Abia pensioners will be receiving their 100% monthly pensions alongside workers on or before the 28th of every month. The governor further disclosed that payment of accumulated pensions in the state has greater positive impact on the economy of the state as it has injected money into the system. Kogi State Governor Ahmed Ododo assured improvement in the welfare of civil servants in the state. Governor Dodo made this known in a briefing after the interactive session with leaders of organized labor in the state. The governor, who was speaking in the company of leaders of the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) and the Trade Union Congress (TUC) and other labor unions in the state, noted that the meeting with the labor leaders is to review critical steps so far taken by the state government to address the impact of economic downturn in the state, especially as they affect workers in the public sector. Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency have arrested 2 men for trafficking illicit drugs. The agency's Director of Media and Advocacy, Femi Babafemi, shared this information via his X account, along with the intercepted contraband Babafemi stated that one of the suspects was traveling with a stolen identity and many wraps of cocaine in his stomach. He had to etch, vomit, and excrete to stay alive. Another set armed with charms to escape but still got caught. Agro Rangers of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps have repelled an attack by suspected bandits on the federal government's grain silo in the Dutsima local government area of Katsina State. The spokesman for the NSCDC, Buhari Hamisu, said in a statement in Katsina that the attack occurred on April 6 at about 1 a.m. According to him, the bandits wanted to destroy the silo and abduct its manager, Lawal Shitu Yaradoa, but the Agro Rangers responded swiftly, engaging the bandits in a fierce gun duel for over 2 hours. Former Minister of Defense and presidential candidate of the New Nigerian People's Party, NNPP, in the 2023 presidential election, Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, says Nigeria has all the required manpower and resources to end the current insecurity in the country. Speaking in Abuja during the mini-national convention of the NNPP, Senator Kwankwaso said that if well equipped, the nation's military can nip in the bud the present security challenges confronting the country. Kwankwaso noted that against the backdrop of happenings in the country, there are strong indications that the country is in serious need of change in the style of leadership, as both the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and the All Progressive Congress, APC, have both failed the nation. Officers of the Nigerian Police Force have excelled and emerged the best at the just concluded U.S. Special Program for Embassy Augmentation Response Team mission at the Amman, Jordan. The training was designed to enhance the team's skills in responding to various emergencies and tactical situations. The program was conducted by the U.S. Navy SEALs and covered a wide range of topics, including several tactical drills and assessments, ensuring a well-rounded and thorough learning experience. These achievements not only demonstrate their dedication to professional growth, but also strengthens the capabilities of the Nigerian Police Force towards improved service delivery and sustainable national security and safety. Ex-militant leader and mayor of Uroboland, Esenekbe Israel, has commended the Delta State Governor, Sheriff Oborowori, for his support for the investigative panel of inquiry into the mayhem that claimed the lives of 17 military personnel in Okwama, Ugeli South local government area over the interest of the state. The former agitator expressed satisfaction shown in the matter thus far by the governor, while calling on the military authority to ensure that, being the chief executive officer of the state, Governor Oborowori must be carried along every inch of the way into the clarity that occurred. You're watching News Cycle coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using our Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. When the midday news returns, BDC operators ask CBN to lower exchange rates. These and other stories coming right after this break. Do stay with us. Welcome back from the break. This is Global Television bringing you live broadcast of News Circle. Thank you for staying with us. On the foreign scene, Baghdad is repairing a pipeline that could allow it to send 350,000 barrels per day to Turkey by the end of the month. An Iraqi deputy oil minister said a step likely to rely oil foreign companies and the Kurdistan regional government. The reopening of the Kirkuk-Seyhan pipeline, which has been shut for a decade, would provide a rival route to a pipeline from the Kurdistan region that has been shut for a year as talks between Baghdad and the KRG on resuming export have stalled. Baghdad deems production sharing agreement between the courts and the foreign companies using the KRG's pipeline illegal. Nicaragua has asked the United Nations highest court to halt Germany weapons sales to Israel at the start of the landmark case. Germany is accused of breaching the UN Genocide Convention by sending military hardware to Israel and seizing funding of the United Nations aid agency. Berlin rejects the claims and will present a defense to the International Court of Justice on Tuesday. Israel rejects accusation that it is engaging in genocidal acts in its campaign in Gaza and has insisted it has the right to defend itself. Russian President Vladimir Putin will travel to China in May for talks with Chinese President Xi Jinping in what could be the Kremlin chief's first overseas trip of his new presidential term. Moscow and Beijing declared a no-limit partnership in February 2022 when Putin visited Beijing just days before Russia launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine, triggering the deadliest land war in Europe since the World War II. The Russian foreign minister will talk with the Chinese counterpart Wang Yi on a series of hot topics that will also include joint cooperation in international organizations such as the United Nations and the Group of 20. In business, the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, has expressed the commitment of the federal government to support mining companies that place premium on local content in their operations. Speaking during a site tour of the Sigilola Resources Operating Limited, an indigenous gold mining company located within the Imobara, Iperudu, and Odo Ijesha, Osun State, the minister lauded the extensive work that has gone into the facility, expressing delight that over 95% of its staff are Nigerians, urging other operators to take a cue from them. Samuel Odi has the details.
The Minister of Solid Mineral Development urged the mining companies to emulate the international best practice of the Segilola Gold Project to develop the sector. Commending high Nigerian component of the project, Alake remarked that the firm has applied local content in its procurement and employment policies. The minister praised the company's tenacity of purpose and efficient method deployed to push through with its vision despite daunting challenges at inception.
Harmonious relationships bring fertile and robust engagements, which lead to safer, saner, peaceful, free and unfettered operating environment, which will lead to your maximizing your output, your production, and invariably your profit. And it's a symbiotic relationship because the host communities will also stand to gain. And the gains, the samples of these gains I have seen myself here today, and it's very, very commendable. There are so many mining companies who also sign community development agreements, but fall short in delivery. You have, in fact, overshot the bounds of delivery.
Alake stressed that the focus has been to redirect local and international attention to the mining sector. He revealed that the implementation of the 7-point agenda is to reposition the mining sector, emphasizing the imperative of humorous relationship with the host communities. Alake lauded SROL for overshooting its community development target, urging mining companies across the country to follow suit to ensure safer, unfiltered operative environment which will accumulate in maximum benefactors for both operators and the host community and government.
With the focus of your vision as a company, with the exemplary knowledge that you have displayed in putting in place this very laudable project here, and with the tenacity of your courage in surmounting institutional, corporate, individual, communal obstacles and challenges along your way.
In his remark, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Secular Resource, Segun Lawson, stated that the company is a world-class project powered by Nigerians, appealing for support from the federal government to enable its scale-up and contribute better to the economy of the country.
First stage was proving it up, the gold resource. Then after proving it, we were taking it to a preliminary feasibility study. That was in October 2017. After the preliminary feasibility study, we took it to a bankable feasibility study. That was in February 2019. And then from that point forward, it was about seeing if we could get the project funded. In order to build this project, we needed to raise about $120 million. That took about 1 year to put together. From the end of our feasibility study, February 2019, to when we broke ground was March 2020, so just over 1 year. Needless to say, we had the COVID pandemic, where Nigerian airspace was closed at the end of March 2020, but we persevered through that, and we managed to build the mine. It took 15 months to build, and we poured our first bar of gold in July 2021. And our new focus now is trying to extend the mine life to have a longer-term production.
The minister, in his response, pledged the support of the federal government for SROL, particularly because it promotes local content and positively impacts the host communities with developmental projects. Samuel Odi, reporting for Global Television.
The Nigerian textile industry has continued to struggle as importation of textile products into the country increased by 106.7% over a period of 4 years, from 182.5 billion naira in 2020 to 377.1 billion naira in 2023, despite several intervention programs to boost the sector over the years. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has implemented various intervention programs for the sector over the years, including financial support, training initiatives, and foreign exchange restrictions on textile import at the official exchange market. The Director General of the Nigerian Textile Manufacturers Association, Haman Kwajafa, lamented that the high cost of production has made local textile and apparel industry uncompetitive and discourages investment. He also lamented the high production cost of textile materials in the country, which he attributed to poor infrastructure and high energy costs. The Association of Bureau de Change Operators of Nigeria has appealed to the Central Bank of Nigeria to adjust and lower its applicable exchange rate below the 1,251 naira to a dollar it pegged for its members. APCON National President Aminu Gwadabe stated this in a letter to the CBN Director, Trade and Exchange Department. The appeal comes when the parallel market rate of 1,235 naira to a dollar is lower than the BDC's applicable buying exchange rate of 1,251 naira to a dollar, set by the CBN in its latest tranche of interventions. Gwadabe lamented that the Naira's speedy recovery made CBN selling rate to BDCs very expensive and difficult to offload to retail end buyers who were going to the undocumented forex operators for cheaper rates. As controversies continue to trail the federal government's recent removal of electricity subsidy for over 1.8 million customers categorized to be on Band A feeders, members of the organized private sector has insisted that the hike must be suspended for review, as such plans are to meet President Bola Tinubu on the matter. The OPS, including the Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, and the Nigerian Employees Consultative Association disclosed this. Members of the OPS had earlier rejected the tariff hike and called for the suspension of the subsidy removal, saying this would be discussed at a planned meeting with President Bola Tinubu soon. The NEC announced the hike in the electricity bill at a press briefing in Abuja, adding that those affected would now pay a tariff of 225 naira per kilowatt hour, up from the previous rate of 68 naira per kilowatt hour, representing about 240% increase. The government declared that the decision took effect from Wednesday last week, but the Nigerian Labour Congress, as well as the Trade Union Congress, kicked against the hiked tariff for power users, regardless of the band they belong to. In sports, Sunday football witnessed another of many rivalry clashes between Manchester United and Liverpool at the Old Trafford Stadium, as the season's Premier League tourney is nearing its end with less than 10 games to be played. The battle for the top four and eventual league winner has been caught up in a roller coaster of wins and losses as teams fight off the relegation zone and jostle for European football qualification. Manchester United is somewhat cautious of the day's match despite earning a 4-3 extra time win over Liverpool. Still talking sports, 2 goals by Abdullahi Kanu in both halves on Sunday night in Oja saw USM Oja knock Rivers United out of the 2023-2024 CAF Confederations Cup. The pride of Rivers came into the game with a slim aggregate lead after defeating USMA 1-0 in the first leg last weekend in Uyo. That's it on News Echo, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. I am Anthony Momodu saying thank you for watching and see you again.